Before we get started, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell to get notifications whenever we share a video.
Like every week, we have a lot of Apple-related news, leaks, and rumors to get to. But this week, before we do that, I just want to highlight a couple of videos that we put out on the channel, including a list of 5 Mac apps that we think you should check out, and my long-term review on Apple's AirPods Pro. And spoiler alert, I'm out of the honeymoon phase, and things are no longer great for me. So if you want to check out either one of those videos, just click the card in the upper right-hand corner. All right, so let's talk iPhone 13. Yes, that's right. Even though we still have a few months to go before the iPhone 12 is even unveiled, it's never too early to start looking ahead, I guess. Japanese site Mac Otakara over the week shared a rough 3D printed mock-up of a 5.5-inch iPhone said to be coming in 2021, which is from Alibaba sources. The model may be built on leaked specifications and rumors, but where the info comes from is unclear. It's a successor to the smaller 5.4-inch iPhone that's expected to come in 2020, so it will likely be one of the lower-end devices in the 2021 lineup, if it is accurate. It's the same size as the rumored 5.4-inch iPhone, but the design changes provide more available display space. If true, this would mean that Apple has successfully figured out how to get the TrueDepth camera system underneath that display, which would give us no notch at all. The mock-up also features incredibly thin bezels, and while the camera module is fleshed out, there are dots to suggest open space for testing out different types of camera modules. Who knows how much of this will actually turn out to be true, but it does spark the question of whether you would want an iPhone that would look like this. Personally, I think it looks great, but would love to know your comments in the comment section down below. Mac Otakara also had information on what we can expect with the upcoming 2020 iPhone lineup, and again, we see 4 models this time: a 5.4-inch iPhone 12, a 6.1-inch iPhone 12, and a 6.1-inch iPhone 12 Pro and 6.7-inch iPhone 12 Pro Max. It's in line with prior rumors, the mock-ups of the 2 lower-end devices featuring 2 dual-lens camera setups, while the higher-end mock-up features a 3-lens camera setup similar to the setup of the current Pro models. Mac Otakara says that the SIM tray that was on the right side of the device in prior iPhone models will now be moved to the left side, underneath the volume buttons. Nothing super crazy or really that interesting, but you know, it's different. It does look as if Apple is going back to that iPad Pro, iPhone 4 style flat edge design based off of the leaks. And again, I have to ask, what do you think about that redesign? Personally, I'm all for bringing that look back. I love it on the new iPad Pros and would love to see it back on the iPhone. There's also another Apple product that might be gaining USB-C support. And unfortunately, it's still not an iPhone. But new rumors have suggested that the 4th generation iPad Air might come with the new USB-C port instead of Lightning, which is an interesting choice on what Apple is deciding to choose as the next product to convert to USB-C. My guess is it's a more popular selling iPad than the Pro, and maybe it's a good way to get more people to start the conversion to a new connection type. I don't know, I'm just speculating out loud here. I mean, if you already have a new MacBook Pro with USB-C, then I mean, you already have that connector, so it shouldn't be a huge shock, but I guess why not choose the iPad Air as the next model to get USB-C? Speaking of why nots, a rumor earlier this week said that the next Apple Pencil could come in black, according to leaker Mr. White.
Yeah, Mr. White!
Who shared the news on Twitter this week. So we made a mock-up of the current Apple Pencil in black, and yeah, I weirdly really want this to happen. Speaking of something I really want to happen, rumors suggest that Apple is working on a services bundle that will offer multiple Apple services like TV Plus and Music for one flat rate, which would be really nice because there are so many subscription services out there. If we could just bundle things together, it's just easier to keep track. Personally, just put them all together at a discounted rate. Apple News Plus, Arcade, TV, etc. Now, what would be a fair price for all of that? I don't know. Maybe $20 a month? Who knows? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, this week, we heard more news about the potential 2021 iPad Pro models that should feature an A14X chip, 5G connectivity, and a mini LED display. Now, according to rumors, it's possible that these new iPad Pro models will be equipped with Qualcomm's Snapdragon X55 modem, which will give users both mmWave and sub 6 GHz for 5G. And of course, that new mini LED display, and it's potentially slated for a Q1 or Q2 release in 2021. And finally, in a few quick news bits that we heard this past week, Apple weirdly doubled the price for upgrading RAM on the new 13-inch MacBook Pro, which has now moved from $100 to go from 8 to 16 gigs to now $200. And for you iPad Pro with Magic Keyboard owners out there just wishing Apple had keyboard shortcuts that would allow users to adjust something like the key brightness level on the Magic Keyboard, well, you might be in luck. Evidence has been found in 13.5.5 code that suggests keyboard shortcuts that replace some function keys could be on the way, which is absolutely great news because right now it's kind of a pain if you want to adjust the keyboard brightness manually. Now, however, it is supposed to work on its own, so Apple doesn't really want you to do that, but I think a lot of people want to be able to adjust it themselves. And so thankfully there seems to be some keyboard shortcuts on the way. So that's it. These are our top stories for the week. And of course, just like every other week, I would love to know your thoughts on everything that we just talked about down in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss more videos like this and any other video that we might have in the future. And stay locked into MacRumors.com for all of your Apple news and information. This has been Dan with MacRumors. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you around in the next video.